Hello, everyone. My name is Valarie Waswa, and I'm the co-founder of She Goes Digital. And over the next 20 minutes or less, I'm going to be sharing with you the story behind She Goes Digital and what we are doing to bridge the gender digital gap, which is in line with the theme of Kenika of bridging the digital divide and forging partnerships. So I will start with giving a background story as to what encouraged us to start this social enterprise and what led us actually to do what we are doing. Okay, so by show of hands in the room, I would just like to know how many people here were born and raised in the rural villages. You didn't grow up in Nairobi or Kisumu or Mombasa, ulizaliwa Ushago, you grew up there, studied there. How many? Okay, so back in 2020, I was in my final year in university, and finances were tight at home, and I really needed to make an extra income so I can go and eat pizza and KFC like my classmates. And my parents only had money to pay for rent and school fees. And so I had started hearing about how you can make money online. And I was in fourth year, so I was doing my thesis and law school and everything. So I didn't have time to have a physical job. I had to be innovative about how I can make money and still prepare for my final studies. So I started hearing about making money online and all that buzz. And the screenshot you're seeing on the top left, far left, is me subscribing to an online course called Master Transcription, and I was able to learn how you can be able to make money by being a transcriber, so specifically doing legal transcription. And the screenshot you're seeing below is one of the earliest payments I was making. So, it's one thing being told that you can make money online, and it's another when you actually see money in your account in international currency, on PayPal or on M-Pesa or on your bank account. It makes you actually believe that you can actually make money. And like what President Ruto was saying, you can tap the screen and make money. So that's a screenshot of me getting an email of my earliest payment. That was in 2021. I had done a gig as a data collector. So I was doing a lot of freelancing work. And that actually made me, it was around, I think, $7 for like 20 minutes. And that did it for me. I realized that, okay, so I can actually be here in Kenya and work for a company in the US, and they'll actually pay me. However, you all know what happened in 2020. Shortly after I had thought I'm now going to be this millionaire, making money online, in March, Mutahi Kagwe says that COVID-19 is a pandemic, and everything just shuts down, and people are losing their businesses, and confusion. And when we are still making sense of that in September, around that time, or is it June, there's lockdown, and so right? There's a screenshot of a report from the East African, which says that over 1 million Kenyans were rendered jobless as COVID-19 takes a toll on businesses. And on the top right, you can see a report by Business Daily, which says that women suffered the most hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. When businesses were doing badly and companies were considering retrenchment, they always thought of retrenching a woman compared to a man. And it's not hearsay, because according to the Kenya Bureau of Statistics, it says that out of the 118,000 jobs that were lost in 2020, women accounted for 69% of that percentage. And so that shows how women were disproportionately affected by the COVID-19. And so I started thinking, what can I do to help women make money online? Being a woman, being a youth, and having seen that actually you can make money online. And so that takes me to the problem statement. So when we talk about gender digital divide, it's actually not a buzzword. It's not a theory. It's a reality. Gender digital divide is a pandemic that we have, and Kenya is not an exception to that. I would like us to go through a few statistics to back this up. And what you can see, okay, I'll start with defining what the gender digital gap is. And this is basically when there is limited access by a certain gender of a country in terms of access to digital technologies and devices in terms of using the internet and in terms of being in the STEM space. So according to the statistics in Kenya, the gender digital divide tilts towards women being disproportionately included in the digital world. According to a report by the World Bank, it says that 70.48% of the general population lives in rural communities. By the way, for context, I was born and raised in Kakamega County, and that is the place where our key operations are. We are focusing in rural communities. And so, according to this report, 70.48% of Kenya's total population live in rural communities. And even further, according to a report by the Kenya Census Report in 2019, it says that 13.7% of the total population in rural communities have access to the internet. So that means more than half of Kenya's population do not have internet access. And then when we go down even to the women, according to a report by the Gender Gap Report in 2023, it says that 39% of Kenyan women have access to the internet compared to 59% of men. And even further, a study titled Kenya's Digital Economy, A People's Perspective, it says that 35% of Kenyan women use advanced digital devices compared to 54% of men. So looking at this data, it is actually a reality that women are not using the internet enough in Kenya. And so all these based on the background of being able to make money online in COVID-19, this led to the birth of She Goes Digital. So what is She Goes Digital and what is this about? So She Goes Digital is a social enterprise that is meant to bridge the gender digital gap through three folds. So that is through skilling, creating access, and then mentorship. So our vision is to ensure that every woman out there in Kenya is able to use devices and not just using it like for entertainment, but actually using it to improve their lives, to improve their economy, to improve their finances, and eventually improving their livelihoods and that of their families. That is what we are all about. And our vision and mission is that we want to ensure that eventually, maybe in 5 years, if I'm not being overambitious, we cannot have this same conversation when Kenny hosts this forum, maybe 5 years later. We need to be saying that both women and men are equally involved and included in the internet space. So what are our key interventions? As you can see there, those are our own photos, so we own copyright to them. The first intervention is digital skills training. So as I said, we focus our initiatives in the rural communities, and the reality of the truth of the matter is, uko mashinani, people don't know how to use computers, even how to open a computer. So what we focus on is the basics. How do you operate a computer? How do you create an email? How do you use internet? So most of our project trainings right now are centered around basic computer literacy, basic digital marketing and e-commerce, graphic design, and virtual assistants. We also have a small community hub. We hope that, okay, we'll talk more about that in the slides to come, but for now, that is what we have, that is what is working. And basically, it's a hub where women can come and use their computers, they can come and use internet to apply for jobs, for those who are working online as freelancers, and they're also able to access cyber services like printing, typing, photocopying. And what is unique and special about She Goes Digital is we believe that learning does not end at them getting that certificate. So we offer continuous mentorship to these women. So, and we are all about being practical and realistic. In the community, internet affordability is a huge problem. And so our membership community is built on the WhatsApp. So we have a WhatsApp community of around 238 women. And so we share opportunities, there are job opportunities, funding opportunities for those who have businesses. And we usually have discussions, like on Monday we share job opportunities, on Tuesday we talk about tech tips, on Wednesday we talk about issues affecting women, on Saturday is Market Saturdays, they get to plug in their businesses on their WhatsApp channels, and on Sunday they get to share their goals. So it's a very vibrant community, and we also have networking opportunities and events for them to ensure that they can convert the skills that they have learned actually to income. I would like to share some of the testimonials that we've had from some of the women that we've been able to impact since 2022. And there's a lady called Eva Katoro who runs a business that sells clothes and shoes. And she told us that ever since she learned basic computer skills and how to promote her business on WhatsApp and Facebook, she didn't see the need of having a physical shop. So she closed her physical shop and was able to save 6,000 of rent in a month. We also have Sylvia Orege, just a minute, I don't know why it's not showing the full screen. Okay, so there's Sylvia Orege who says that the skills that she got was able to help her get a job as a local cyber cafe assistant. There's also Ruth Cherop who says that the skills she got helps her to become an enumerator with the IBC in 2022. There's Dana Mukabane who is a hairstylist and a nail parlor technician, and she said that from the time she created her Facebook page, within 24 hours, she was able to be booked by 6 clients on Facebook. 4 for dreadlocks and 2 for manicure. While this may look like a small impact, I can assure you that there are so many lives that we have touched, more than 200 women that we have directly impacted through our training programs, and we believe that we can even be able to do more with more collaborations. I would like to share about some of the current projects that we are currently doing, and there's a project there that is called Biashara Digitali, which is essentially a Swahili word for digital businesses. And this is a project we are doing in partnership with Huawei and ITU, and basically the project seeks to equip 50 women SME owners with digital marketing skills that can help them to leverage their businesses online. I would also like to talk about future projects that are in the pipeline. One of them is we want to have a modern digital hub. For all of you who are in Nairobi, you know of all those fancy tech hubs, innovation hubs in Nairobi, you know, Kofisi, iHub, all of that. We want to take it to Komashinani, we want to take it to Kakamega, we want to take it to Busia, to Masabit, to Wajir, and all of that. And the goal is that we want it to be an all-inclusive place where there's training happening here. Those who are working online have a quiet place to do so, and it will be women-focused. Like majority of the women we train usually come with their kids during the training. So thinking about just feminist approach to this tech hubs, in the sense that there's a kids area where the women who have young kids can be able to leave their kids and be able to work online and all of that. And we are planning for it to be a hub, the first one to be in Kakamega, and to have a capacity of a minimum of 300 people. We also want to expand our training programs and projects in 3 counties in the next 3 years, and we want to launch 20 new training cohorts and introduce 5 specialized training. So as I said, our basic, for now we are focusing on the basic digital skills. We want to get into DevOps, cloud computing, coding, robotics, AI, prompting, and all that. And also we want to expand our membership networks to at least 1,000 members in the next 2 years, so that we can have more women benefiting from the resources and opportunities that we share. And finally, we want to expand our partnerships to have more long-term partnerships, strategic partnerships that can help us be able to achieve this big vision that we have of ensuring that every woman is connected. We want to connect the unconnected women in rural communities. So that is our team. There is myself, Linz Baraka, who is the Chief Technical Officer, and Rebecca Wanyama, who is the Director of Operations. At this point, this is where you come in, and I would like to give a call to action. As a young person who has a big vision to connect the unconnected, you can just imagine the numbers that you're talking about of women who are unconnected. We cannot achieve this goal alone. I mean, we have 47 counties, and right now we are only operating in Kakamega County majorly. So this is a call to action to anyone in this room who feels like what you're doing aligns with the vision, mission of what you're doing, whether it is CSR initiatives, if you're a company, or the software products and services that you have, can help us reach out to more women. Because if we tap into these women, they are going to be your clients, they're going to be your customers, they are going to be the consumers of whatever you're creating. So I would just like to encourage all of us to check out about what we do. You can find out more about She Goes Digital on our website, www.shegosdigitalke.org. And you can just search us She Goes Digital everywhere on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and we can be able to connect.